All right, folks, we've cooked up the perfect concoction in terms of following the bracket. So we're gonna do the ZvZ. It's gonna be Solar versus Scarlet, and after this, it looks like Zest's side of the bracket is a little behind. So what we're gonna do is after this, we'll try and play catch up with Zest's side of the bracket. So Scarlet and Solar will play out. One of them's gonna have to wait in the semifinals for a little bit of time while we backtrack. Gumio and Tails has allegedly not finished up yet. I'm not sure if they just didn't report it. Maybe Gumio's already playing Impact or something like that. But the point is, we're going to do this ZvZ and then jump back over to Zest's side of the bracket and either follow Impact's games or Zest's games, considering. After that, we'll go to the semifinals, and we'll we just got so many good games ahead of us. I'm excited.
Yes, good. I'm happy that we will have a chance to catch a few more games on the other side of the bracket as well. I mean, I love watching Scarlet, I love watching Zerg, but it'd be cool to see some of the other guys in this bracket as well, especially since round 3 of the bracket is starting to flesh out a little bit. This should be a good one. Solar vs Scarlet. Haven't seen Solar play as much as I would like, considering that back in the day when we did like Zotac Cups and stuff, he was like in every broadcast we did. So always love to see this guy. Super sweet human, very good player obviously as well. Overgrowth is going to be our first map here also.
Look at some BM in the lobby, by the way. So Solar was the wrong race, and I'm like, Solar, check your race. And he's like, I think I could beat Scarlet with my Terran, lol.
Isn't he GM in like all 3 races?
Solar's really good with all the races, yeah. But I think he's just absolutely BMing her. So she tries to BM him back with a little bit of, well, I'll just pick Protoss then.
A little bit cheeky.
Love that player interaction, though. Love it. So it's another ZvZ. Last time we saw ZvZ, Scarlet versus Leon. It was rather abrupt, short, and weird. This time around, I think it'll be a little bit different. There's certainly some things to be said, but stick around, guys. We'll see you as we do these intros. Bottom left side, gonna be the pink Zerg player, Scarlet. Uh-oh.
And in the top right, this is Solar, and he is not wasting any time in this game.
And real quick,
oh man, really carrying on the cheekiness from the lobby chat straight into this first match here. This is super annoying to deal with if you're not ready for it, the early pool, but we'll see how much he commits to this, because some players go like balls to the walls, just like constant lings, really commit to this, follow it up with more aggression. Other players go for like what I call from my Wings of Liberty days, like the eco 10 pool sort of style. Obviously it's not a 10 pool here, those days are long gone, but they do expand with it, and it's just like the first few lings and then they go back to droning and whatnot, just trying to get an edge in the early game. And already we see Solar coming down to actually take that expansion, so it certainly looks like at the very least he will have a second hatchery to roll with, but we'll see how we go with these first few lings.
Yeah, sorry for the lack of contributions here, guys. We'll follow the links across the map because I'm just trying to work out. First, I shout out Zombie Grub. She's like, hang out in chat, we'll cast on Nation Wars. What up, girl? But apparently Innovation is going to be playing in Nation Wars, so we're going to try and accommodate, and hopefully it won't be a problem. There's the best of 7s in Nation Wars. If it's something where Innovation takes like 4 hours, like, we're not going to wait 4 hours on them, but we'll try and accommodate and make sure everybody can play everything.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me. These lings now coming to meet up with Scarlet's hatchery. She already has her own lings out and ready to go. She's got Gauss on the way as well, so that'll give her a bit of an advantage in the future. But for now, Solar's actually going to have the larger amount of lings. As long as he doesn't miss micro here, he can do a lot of chip damage to this hatchery and start getting it pretty low. Now, the Queen is coming down for Scarlet as well, and that will complicate things a little bit.
I mean, the Queen's certainly going to add a little bit of an edge. It just gets a couple of extra range attacks. It's got some pretty good damage, but Solar goes for the surround. He wants the kill. He doesn't quite get the hatchery, but if he kills the Queen, his follow-up lings might be able to do a bit more damage. He's still sitting on a very, very minor ling advantage.
Yeah, he currently has actually one less ling, 2 less lings.
Well, now
Scarlet,
that now that they've hatched.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit better off for it now. But what's interesting is, of course, Solar did enough here, like in terms of like forcing out drone or his lings while he droned a bit behind it. He got a Queen kill. So all things considered, especially with the hatchery being so low, he comes out a little bit ahead. But this did cost him gas. Scarlet's going to have not only speed, but possibly even Banelinks to counterattack with, and that's where Solar's got to be really careful.
Yeah. She can head across the map now with these links and try and get a bit of a poke around, see where Solar's actually at. She should have a pretty good idea anyway. I mean, this build is pretty straightforward. So, you know, she'll know, okay, you've probably been gasless this whole time. You'll be catching up on that. You've got 2 queens defending, you know, it's pretty standard stuff. So she can decide whether she wants to just go take a third, if she wants to be a bit more aggressive once that speed kicks in. We'll see what she goes with. She's actually making 4 more links. No other drones right now. Okay, there we go. She's actually going straight for the gold.
This is an interesting choice. It's something a little bit harder to scout. Solar's not typically going to be looking for a gold this early. We saw the same tactic come in at Leenock. It's perhaps not super uncommon to go for that gold, but definitely harder to confirm somebody has. Just as an update, by the way, guys, I have confirmed with our admin at this point. We're going to try and work around innovation. I mean, there's the reality that the South Korean team may just field Beyond right away, and Beyond might 4-0 Nation Wars, and then there's no problems whatsoever. But we wanted to make sure that nobody's toes are going to get stepped on, that both organizers came out ahead, that sort of thing. So, shout-outs to Zombie for letting us know that they were coming up and that there might be a conflict. Because now there shouldn't be any conflicts, and we should all be Gucci.
Sounds good to me. Love some innovation games down the track, but I'm not going to complain about these ZvZs right now. It makes me feel very at home going from the sea region.
Oh, right, I forgot. Yeah, for those who don't know, the sea region, oh man, it's plagued with ZvZs. By the way, update to the other part of the bracket. Oh, Solar's going to now know about the gold, by the way. Like, obvious drone transfer. We did have Gumio finally advance over Tails after I guess what was like an hour-and-a-half long best of 3. So he's playing against Impact right now. And Zest has been instructed to wait. So, oh boy, we got some really nice match path out for us. Now, Scarlett coming across the map with these roaches. She's a little bit behind on drones, but that's okay because the gold base keeps her even on income, which means she can just dedicate a lot more to that army. She's got a considerable amount of Zerglings too, and with no Baneling nest out of Solar, it's going to be really hard to just wash those Zerglings off the roaches.
Yeah. This is such a great choice because he's going to have the defender's advantage. He's going to have a similar amount of roaches, but he can't deal with the cannon fodder. There's nothing you can do about that. And that is what is giving Scarlet the edge here. Look at it. She's already pushing straight back into his natural.
This wall's kind of awkward and helps out a lot, but yeah, there's just so many roaches overpowering through. Scarlet's going to catch him, and as Solar's roaches pop out 1 or 2 at a time, it's not going to be enough, and Scarlet just gets on top of them. She pounces right away. Ravager shot hitting on top of those drones. She is in an absolute power position right now, no doubt about it. Solar might even tap out in just a second. Lots of damage being done. GG's.
GG, Scarlet. Unbelievable. Like, she just knows when to attack. Every time. Like, it's just perfect.
I really hope Scarlet makes a run at GSL. I'm just saying, like, this is just perfect. But Solar, I was going to mention it, then I got distracted with the whole trying to do the Nation Wars thing. Solar's actually had a rough spot in his ZvZ. In fact, at IEM had surprisingly disappointing results specifically regarding ZvZ. So maybe this is just one of his weaker matchups right now.
It could be. I mean, it's one of those things that fluctuates. No one's ever amazing at every matchup at all times.
Yeah, my greatest example of that, Euthermal. This guy could not win a game against Zerg for like his life was on the line. Now he's like the best Terran against Zerg there is, right? Like, there's some players who really can turn that weakness around.
Yeah, it switches out there. Like, it makes sense though, right? Like, because you can't give an equal amount of effort into all 3 matchups at all times. Like, you're going to work on your weak one a lot and it's going to get really good, but then suddenly your ZVP slips or something. You know, you're always going to have something to fix, especially as the meta changes and you face different opponents and find new things you can't deal with. So maybe it is that Solar ZvZ is just not his A game right now.
I mean, I don't want to take...
It's just an off day.
I really don't want to take anything away from Scarlett, though, with how good she's playing. She absolutely nailed it 2-0 in Leenock. She's now 1 up against Solar. I think... Wait, Scarlett who declined the lobby. Wait. I think it's safe to say Scarlett's looking good, regardless of how her opponents are in the matchup. Also, I guess we got a little house elf Annie. If you guys don't know, Alaris, a.k.a. Annie, she's staying with Scarlett and No Regret currently, and she's tweeting some first-person pictures of Scarlett playing the game. So that's kind of cool to see.
Neat. Cool, yeah, sounds good.
All right, just waiting on
If I find this, I'll retweet this. But...
Oh, here,
yes,
I'll retweet it then. We'll get some action going. Some Twitter action.
Sounds good. Echo is going to be our second map here. I'm wondering if Scarlett can go for her third straight 2-0 in a row here, because she's got a lot of
Oh
momentum.
my
That's
God.
another thing that plays into this.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that. You're right. Like if this was, if Scarlet can take 3 back-to-back 2-0s, and like these aren't no-name players, Linak, Ryung, Solar, like this is a phenomenal run for Scarlet so far. I would love to see her get just that little bit further, but 2-0, 2-1, I'll take it. Either way, she fights off against Solar now in game 2, and it was his map choice to select Echo.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Very comfy map for taking 3 bases. The first game we saw on this map, though, was fairly quick. It was over in a matter of Roachling base trade, but we'll see what happens in this second match here. In the bottom right, we have the Blue Zerg. His name is Solar.
And his opponent in the top left, she is the Queen of Mean, the ever pink. Oh, drone miscontrolling Scarlet. We'll pretend we didn't see that, guys. All right, we don't want to. Okay, so a little bit of an awkward hiccup to start. We'll see if that costs her the game. Highly doubtful, but I'm wondering if that'll show up on the income graph, actually. And it totally does. Oh, no. You look at the income graph. Huge spike. We can see that happen. By the way, so I guess you're new to graphs. There's not just the income advantage graph, but if you hit 2, it'll show you the army size. Right now, it won't show anything, but this is like the same graph you get at the end of the game when you're looking at the engagements of like where did it all go wrong. So it's really cool. I love that they've got this in the game. It's the last 10 minutes at any given point.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty amazing. Like, yeah, I totally didn't know about this. I mean, I am a very spoiled caster. When I stream or do WCS or whatever, we have Insano doing all the obs and hard work, so we just
so you
sit
don't have to
there
press the
with our
buttons.
feet up,
Well,
just talking about video games.
There's 2 fun things about this, right? Like the first is a lot of people don't actually have number pads because they're gamers. They don't have the full keyboard.
Yeah.
So it's funny watching, for example, our friends over in Take TV can't use the graphs because they literally don't have a But then the second part of it is, because you might not be aware of it, having been gone for so long, we totally made the graphs thing happen for like a year, and then WCS finally said, you know what, that's not such a bad thing. We'll make our own version, or Blizzard's like, we'll make our own version and integrate it in. So I'm really glad that we could set the path for that. And I will always be super proud that this exists because of BaseTradeTV.
You're a trendsetter.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man.
Now, this game didn't have anything weird. Like, let's be fair. In that last game, Solar kind of made his own decisions. He got a nice little lead off of an early pool, but this time around, since I'm going to play a bit more standard, so gas being taken and more regular pool timings.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see if we see any Bane Rain come out from either player. I mean, Solar hasn't gone for his speed just yet, but he's certainly going to have enough gas to drop a Bane Nest quite soon if he so wishes. And in that case, he can put on a little bit of pressure in the early game, but he may want to play it a little more macro, go up to the roaches as most players are doing at the moment anyway, which would also make sense. I mean, it's not too much to take a third base on this map, and it tends to be that sort of Ling into Roach transition most of the time anyway.
By the way, big thank you to Tesla the Great for the Twitch Prime sub. And oh, Solid Sub does it! Look at that cheer! Oh crap, that's a lot of bits, by the way. Holy moly! But thank you for the 10,000 bits with the Kappa doing that little spinny cool guy face.
Oh my god.
Those are the cheer modes. That's an example. I think they're really cool.
I see what you mean now.
Thank you though. Seriously, Solid as Dub. Talk about Christmas generosity, man. That's a big Kappa to say thank you for.
Yeah. Thank you very much, my friend.
Also, he says, I don't want to work. That's right. You're in the West Coast like me. It's 4 a.m. Why on earth are you watching StarCraft at 4 a.m.? Thank you, Solid as Dub.
Wow. That's really awesome, dude. There's some passion right there. And in the meantime, Scarlett's actually sent a few lings across the map, just getting a little bit of a scout off, checking for a third base there. And in fact, hold on, let me correct myself. That's not a few lings. That's actually quite a few.
But they're not going through the front door, Zeph. Look at this.
No,
Scarlett making that overlord through the back. I mean, there's a big distraction here in the front. She really wants Solar to overcommit and say, like, look, you need to stop this. But she might not even need to take that backdoor entrance. Breaks down both the queens. The door falls. Roaches are seconds away from finishing. Scarlett's got time to do damage. No doubt about it. Drones all hold up in the main. We'll see what Solar can do. Roaches pop out just in the nick of time. The drone's on hold position. Scarlett's own Ling's on hold position. It's all kinds of awkward as damage tries to get done. But Scarlett has not not done enough damage yet, that's for certain. She's going to try and focus on the hatchery. I think the roaches can save this. I don't know. Okay, looks like, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that went way better than I expected for Scarlet. I mean, the Overlord with the drops is a nice touch, but she is still going,
my
and
God.
the roaches are slow. She can get more drone kills here. She's forcing Solar off the line at the very least, even if she didn't get any more drone kills. But she sure is. She's picking off a couple here and there, and she's still got room to move.
We talked about, the base is going to get sniped. She's going to snipe the base. Natural base is about to go down for Solar. And she can get out. And of course, let's not forget, she can still get back in. Solar never saw this Overlord. It was never used. So Scarlet still has this ace up her sleeve. And by the way, if you guys thought that Scarlet's little drone pull at the start was a bad thing, look at those spikes. Look at those mountains made every time Solar had to pull the drones off of mining.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go.
Scarlet, can anyone stop her? She's a mad woman. She's dropping lings in the main. She's got a third up and running. She's got 10 roaches to follow this up with. +1 is halfway done.
Solar's going to be scratching its head like, wait, where'd those come from? Another drone, another 2 go down. Picking off the ones mining gas, disrupting that income. 4, and she's going to get out alive. My God, only lost 2 lings for that.
I don't know. I'm not sure what Solar can do from this position. I mean, how many drones has he got? 21 to the 34 of Scarlet, and he's only got 1 hatchery, the poor thing. He's still rebuilding that naturally. He's trying to rely on his roaches, a few ravages. Maybe if he goes for a push, he can make some magic happen, but there is not a lot left for our friend Solar here, and Scarlet, she is looking pretty darn good.
I mean, she is seriously been unstoppable today. And Solar's not out of this just yet, but he's going with a counterattack that's going to hit like a wet noodle. I love that he's coming with the roaches. I love that he's coming with the ravages. He doesn't really have any other choice. He knows he's not going to make up for losing that hatchery, for losing those drones, but this army is so small and meek. Scarlet's just going to pounce on top of this. The Lings hold it in place. The roaches punching it. Focus down that Ravager. GG. Another 2-0 out of Scarlet. What?
Oof, getting a little hot and bothered up in here watching these Scarlet games, man.
Right? Are you kidding me? She's going to sail through to the semifinals, and she's going to have to wait. She actually, not only did she dispatch a lot of top-tier Koreans, she dispatched of them so quickly, she's not going to have an opponent for 2 best-of-3s. Reverse and Gilsing are still playing. Trust and Stats are still playing. Oh my God. It could be Scarlet versus Stats in the semifinals, Zeph.
Oh my God. Oh, that would be so juicy. But we'll have to see what happens. I mean, these games are still crazy. We'll try and grab another best of 3 out of whoever is ready to go. But I am keen to see more Scarlet. She's going to get a nice break, but it doesn't even look like she broke a sweat there. So she doesn't even need it.
Well, we luckily laid down some tracks ahead of us. So Impact and Gumiho are currently playing. I'm not sure how long they are until like game 1 or game 2, but we'll try and catch the tail end of that series because it leads directly into the winner playing Zest. Zest then plays against possibly Innovation or Patience. We got both semifinals possibly set up and good to go. And of course, we're going to try and navigate around the whole fact that Innovation may or may not have to play in Nation Wars. Regardless, we're going to go to a small commercial break. Thank you guys in advance for watching. Thank you again, Solidus Dub. You're the man with that rotating Kappa. It's going to be stuck at the top of chat all day. I'll see you guys in a few minutes.